When you think of basketball superpowers, most people talk about scoring, dunking, or clutch shots. But Caitlin Clark has something even rarer, something that terrifies defenses and leaves coaches shaking their heads. Her court vision. The way she sees the game is not just good, it's flat-out scary. She threads impossible passes through traffic. She anticipates cuts before her teammates even move. She manipulates defenses like a chess master, 2 steps ahead of everyone else on the court. Today, we're diving into Caitlin Clark's basketball genius, the way she breaks the game open, why her vision is compared to legends like Magic Johnson and Sue Bird, and how this skill alone could define her as one of the greatest of all time. What is court vision? Let's start with the basics. Court vision isn't just about seeing the floor. It's about reading the defense like an open book and predicting what's about to happen before anyone else does. It's awareness, timing, precision, and creativity all rolled into one. Most players can see what's in front of them. A few can scan the floor and spot an open teammate. But Caitlin Clark? She sees angles that don't even exist until she creates them. Her no-look passes, half-court assists, and lightning-quick decisions force defenses to collapse. And it's not just flashy highlights. It's strategic dominance. Her ability to process the game instantly makes her the engine of every offense she runs. That's what makes her court vision so dangerous. She doesn't just react, she dictates. Early signs of genius. This isn't new. Caitlin Clark has been dropping jaws with her vision since high school. Back at Dowling Catholic in Iowa, she was already controlling games with her passing. Even as a teenager, Clark's teammates said she made them better because she saw opportunities they didn't even know existed. Coaches often described her as a floor general, a player who sees the whole picture and orchestrates every move. Then came her time at Iowa, where the world really started to notice. Sure, her scoring grabbed headlines, pulling up from the logo like Steph Curry, but her passing? That was the secret weapon. In the 2022 NCAA tournament, Clark averaged not just big scoring numbers, but also over 8 assists per game, showing that she wasn't just a shooter. She was a playmaker of the highest order. From high school to college, her vision didn't just stay consistent. It evolved into something elite, something rare. NCAA dominance. At Iowa, Caitlin Clark put her vision on full display night after night. Let's talk numbers first. In her college career, she averaged nearly 8 assists per game, ranking among the nation's best. But those stats don't tell the whole story. They don't show the 30-foot cross-court dimes, the threading-the-needle bounce passes, or the one-handed whip passes in transition. Game after game, she picked apart defenses. Defenders couldn't trap her because she'd find the open teammate. Double teams? She turned them into opportunities. Zone defenses? She shredded them with perfectly timed lobs over the top. One of her signature plays came in the 2023 NCAA tournament. Facing Louisville, Clark dropped a triple-double with 41 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds. And many of those assists were pure works of art, passes that only someone with supernatural vision could make. That game wasn't just a win, it was a statement. It proved that her ability to see the game elevated her team and made Iowa contenders. Comparisons to legends. Whenever we talk about vision, people love to compare. So who does Caitlin Clark remind us of? The first obvious comparison is Magic Johnson. Magic wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but his ability to see the court made him unstoppable. Caitlin shares that same gift, the ability to manipulate defenders with her eyes and make no-look passes look routine. Another comparison is Sue Bird, one of the WNBA's greatest floor generals. Like Sue, Caitlin has a calmness under pressure and an ability to deliver dimes in the clutch. And of course, some even compare her to Luka Doncic, another player who combines elite scoring with vision that bends defenses. What makes Caitlin unique, though, is her combination of deep shooting range and passing brilliance. Defenders can't just play her as a passer because she'll hit shots from 30 feet. But if they overcommit to stopping her shot, she'll carve them up with assists. WNBA transition. So the big question, how does her vision translate to the WNBA? Well, it already has. From her very first games with the Indiana Fever, Caitlin showed that her passing wasn't just good in college. It works at the highest level. In her debut weeks, she dropped highlight reel assists that went viral instantly. Defenses are bigger, faster, and more physical in the WNBA. But her court vision, it neutralizes all of that. When teams trap her, she finds open shooters. When defenses collapse, she feeds her bigs under the rim. Her awareness makes her teammates better, and that's why she's already become the centerpiece of the Fever's rebuild. In fact, some analysts argue her vision might be even more valuable than her scoring at the pro level. Scoring wins games, but playmaking, that changes franchises. And that's exactly what Caitlin Clark is doing. Psychological edge. Vision isn't just physical, it's psychological. And Caitlin Clark has mastered this too. When defenders know you can make impossible passes, they hesitate. They play looser, second-guess rotations, and sometimes overreact. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. She doesn't just beat you with her skills, she gets in your head. It's like a magician who always has one more trick. By the time you think you've figured her out, she's already created another angle, another pass, another highlight. And that mental edge is what separates good players from legends. What's next for Clark? So where does Caitlin go from here? The future is limitless. If she keeps developing her chemistry with teammates, the Indiana Fever could become one of the most dangerous teams in the WNBA. And as her game matures, her vision will only sharpen. She's not just setting herself up for all-star nods. She's building a legacy as one of the greatest playmakers women's basketball has ever seen. And when all is said and done, we may look back and say Caitlin Clark didn't just change how far you can shoot from. She changed how the game is played. Conclusion. Caitlin Clark's court vision isn't a skill. It's a weapon. A weapon that elevates her teammates, breaks defenses, and terrifies opponents. From high school phenom to NCAA superstar to WNBA rising icon, she's proven one thing. She doesn't just play basketball. She sees it differently. When you watch Caitlin Clark play, you're not just watching passes. You're watching poetry, chess, and artistry all at once. Her vision is flat out scary, and it's the reason why her journey is only just beginning. So the next time you see Caitlin Clark on the court, don't just watch the shots. Watch the passes. Watch the angles. Watch the vision. Because that's where her true greatness lies.